Welcome to the Script Mistress podcast, a captivating journey into the realm of screenwriting. In this episode, we delve further into the 12 character archetypes, shining the spotlight today on the lover. I'm your enthusiastic host, Amber Bosworth, and I am thrilled to share this exhilarating installment with you. Yes, if you guys have been chugging along with me, we're down to the last two character archetypes and kind of my favorite one. So I'm really excited for this one, the lover. And then next week, we go into the seducer. All right. Now, just a bit of business to keep yourself informed about podcasts, events, and challenges. Make sure to get on my mailing list at thescriptmistress.com if you'd like to do that. Additionally, you can find this entire episode on video at thescriptmistress.com/scene 38, where you'll also discover a delightful free download waiting for you on that page that goes great with this character archetype series. I've also launched the Script Mistress YouTube channel. If you're not watching from there, you can check that all out at YouTube. It's at the Script Mistress, and I've provided the link in the show notes. As I diligently work on the entries for the recent Ink to Screen Screenwriting Challenge, we just finished July, I can't believe it. I invite you to explore the exciting August challenge. It's never too soon. Registration is now open for August, and participants have 5 days to write a brand new 5-page screenplay based on a prompt given on the first day of the challenge. The winner will receive $150, and every single writer who submits a completed script will receive detailed feedback. So even if you don't win, you're still going to get very insightful feedback on your script and a coverage going over where you did very well and where you may be struggling a little bit. All this is included in just a $15 entry fee. Discover more at thescriptmistress.com/ink to screen. Don't miss out. Sign up now. Now, in case you needed a refresher, if you haven't been paying attention, if you're just joining me for this one, I've gone over these 12 character archetypes several times now, but here they are from Carl Jung's world. The warrior, the child, the orphan, the creator, the caregiver, the mentor, the joker, the magician, the ruler, the rebel, the lover, the seducer. Yes, the last two. So if you've missed any of these character archetypes and you would like to go listen, go back and take a look. I have them all the way up to now, the lover. Love will keep us together and keep the lover going. They lead with their heart, which they wear on their sleeve. They're selfless, and even though fully devoted to the one they adore, can sometimes neglect their own health and safety. Now, some strengths of the lover: devoted to another, passionate about the object of their affection, open with their feelings. Weaknesses of the lover: willing to die for another, can lose their own personality while pleasing another. The lover's motivation: to give everything they've got to another person, to make any relationship as strong as it can be. Some character archetype examples: Romeo and Juliet, Jack and Rose, Jaime Lannister, Game of Thrones. Now, don't let the name fool you. While the lover's archetype can, of course, refer to romantic love, lovers can also embrace other kinds of love, such as the love they hold for friends, family, their gods, or simply the world around them. It's more about an essence rather than the need to actually fall in love, though that's okay if they do. Now, in this episode, we will talk about the lover archetype, how it serves your story, what the typical characteristics of the lover are, and give you some examples of where they exist in popular culture. So, what is the lover archetype? Simply put, the lover seeks passion, regardless of where that focus lies. They're the character that brings emotion and feeling to your stories. They're all about creating relationships and evoking devotion in the audience. They strive strive to make other people feel loved and secure and take pleasure in meeting the needs of others. Lovers often have a zest for life and revel in the very notion of being human and alive. They follow their bliss and want everyone else to do the same. I think we could all use a little of what they're drinking. I don't know. You can go back and really think about our first true loves and what that did to you. Like, how did that possess you? Kind of use that when you're writing your lover character. So, what does the lover archetype do? The lover can play several roles in your story, and here you'll see how they aren't necessarily romantic roles. So obviously we have the lover role. Now, this is your faithful, passionate character who is all about emotional and physical intimacy. They value togetherness and collaboration. They're an idealist and believe in the power of love. Their quest for connection drives them, and their biggest fear is being alone and unloved. Think of Baby from Dirty Dancing or Charlotte from Sex and the City, who both just wanted to be loved. You have the romantic character. Now, this is your emoji hard eyes optimist. They love people and want to be sociable and in touch with everyone around them. They are intensely emotional and seek connections that complete the person they are. They're also liable to look the other way when challenges arise because that's what rose-colored glasses tend to do. Jack and Rose from the Titanic would fall under this category, falling in love and casting off the conventions of society despite their disparate backgrounds. The friend, the lovable sidekick. What's a story without one? This person can act as your hero's shoulder to lean on, their sounding board, and sometimes as their moral conscience. They're patient and giving and respect your hero while still questioning their questionable decisions. Now, you might recognize this archetype in the relationship between Chewie and Han Solo, Donkey and Shrek, or Timon and Pumbaa and Simba from The Lion King. The sensualist. This is the hedonistic character in your story. They live for pleasure and seek out the indulgent things in life. They're the life of the party, the one everyone wants to be with, the instigator of mayhem, which can sometimes be their downfall. Too much of a good thing and all that. And we'll kind of go more again over the seducer. Yes, next week is the seducer, and we'll get a little bit deeper into that one as well. Now, the hedonist might also find themselves a little too absorbed in their pleasure and forget the needs of others. We've all been there, I think. Don Quixote, Robert Baratheon from Game of Thrones, or John Willoughby from Sense and Sensibility all fall under this type. The matchmaker. Now, some people can bring the forces of the universe together to create magic. Enter the matchmaker. Yes, they might act in the literal sense when they pair a destined lover up with their mate, but a matchmaker can go beyond that by pairing your hero with a friend who helps fulfill their destiny, or even a quest that ultimately serves your hero and their dreams. They recognize patterns of fate. Now, the matchmaker needs to be careful they don't succumb to their own personal agenda, though. Gandalf is an example of this type of lover. When he brings the fellowship together, all of whom end up playing a critical role in the quest to save Middle-earth. Now, so what are some typical lover archetype characteristics? Now, we've discussed some of the characteristics of the lover already, but here are a few more things that define lovers. They value beauty and luxury in the world around them. They want to seem attractive to others, physically, mentally, or emotionally. They enjoy good food, drink, and other pleasures, especially the sensualist. They are drawn to enticing smells, decadent tastes, and aesthetically pleasing things. They can handle intense emotions and feelings. They have a sense of wonder and enthusiasm for the world around them. They are dreamers with active imaginations. They enjoy trying new experiences and are always trying to live their best life. They sometimes tie their self-esteem into the quality of their relationships. They fear loneliness or not being loved. They make decisions based on their emotions. Now, the negative traits of lovers can manifest themselves as shallowness, obsessiveness, or even being overly dramatic. If they lose themselves in the pursuit of attraction and beauty, sometimes they can become too single-minded in their focus. They can often end up sacrificing themselves for the object of their desire. Now, into the examples of the lover archetype in popular culture. Now, you've seen countless examples of the lover in books and movies, but here are a few you've probably heard of. Edward Cullen. Yes, the famous heartthrob vampire of the Twilight series is the perfect example of the lover. He's been alone for over 100 years and just wants to find someone to love. Enter Bella Swan with her human blood and her clumsy ways, and Edward is a goner. This is a good example of where some might argue the lover caved into his darker side when his interest in Bella becomes a wee bit obsessive. Not me, though. I loved it all. Yeah, Team Edward forever, please. Don't stop listening. We all have our secrets. Princess Anna, Elsa's beloved sister from Frozen, is also an example of the lover archetype. She not only wants to find love, she wants human connection. After living her entire life locked away inside Arendelle's castle, she can't wait to go out and see the world. Her love for her sister is intrinsic to who she is, and she'd do anything to protect her. Anna does just that when she sets out to save Elsa from herself, and in the end, offers her life as a sacrifice for her sister. Thankfully, Disney movies have happy endings, and her sacrifice is rewarded. Cue happy tears. Samwise Gamgee, everyone's favorite lovable hobbit from The Lord of the Rings, is another example of the lover. As the sidekick, he is Frodo's indomitable companion who never falters. He's cheerful and kind and patient and would do anything for his best friend. As the two travel to Mordor, Sam never falters in his devotion or love for Frodo. At the end, when all seems but lost, it's Sam's strength and ultimately sees Frodo through to a happy ending. It's his love for Frodo in the friendship. Using archetypes can help establish your characters in meaningful ways that your audience will naturally respond to. Since these traits are so familiar across all forms of media, you won't have to spend time trying to establish your character's baseline personality. Your audience will already understand who they are. All there is for you to do is put your own unique spin on your paper children. All right, that's it for the lover. I provided some resources in the script notes. Click on those if you want to dig in a little bit deeper on what I've just talked about. The writing action for these, I've created the worksheet for the 12 archetypes. Download the character worksheet and kind of use it for any character that you want. It kind of works really well with these. You can get it here at thescriptmistress.com/archetypes. And then feel free to share some of your thoughts on the Facebook page at Ink to Screen on Facebook, or email me at amber@thescriptmistress.com to get any extra help. Again, don't forget about that monthly writing challenge, screenwriting challenge. August is open for registration. You could win $150, and you definitely will get feedback on your script if you submit it, all for just $15. Check it all out at thescriptmistress.com/ink to screen. God, thank you so much for listening and or watching. I truly value any feedback. If you have an idea for a podcast that might help you, you can email me at amber@thescriptmistress.com. Like and follow this show wherever you are watching. And until then, talk soon and happy writing.